Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. Today, we'll be talking something very important, and it's about a video that is circulating online that actually got everybody all pissed off. I am also pissed because I don't see how a full-grown man came out to say something like this, saying that he wants to go back to the time women couldn't vote. And a lot of people were asking, do you really know? Do you know what happened during that period that women couldn't vote? I mean, there was segregation that there was no, like there was black school, black found in, white found in, black people couldn't work on the same hall work or something with white people, and somebody is out there endorsing him. Actually, Donald Trump endorsed him and said that he is their MLK on steroid. It is just amazing how people support evil, because this is actually evil. You all already know how, I really feel some kind of way about them and what they stand for, because I don't see how somebody want to take somebody back. I mean, this man is just a sellout, a Tunisian, and there is nothing anybody will tell me that will make me change my mind about his kind of person. Because if somebody could wake up to say something like this, I mean, like, take us back to segregation, take us back to Jim Crow. Because like in 2024, I really do not know that somebody want to go back to back then when slavery was horrible. Let's get into this video.
Oh my God, you have to see what this Republican said.
Absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote.
This is Mark Robinson, the Republican who just won the nomination for governor of North Carolina. And just days ago, Trump endorsed this guy and called him MLK on steroids.
This is Martin Luther King on steroids.
This is the Republican Party of 2024.
I absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote.
Now, given the two options, we're going back to an America where black people were still strange fruit, or women couldn't vote. Of course, your internalized racism will cause you to choose the one that one must go back to. Because you can't go back to something that's still occurring. We are still strange fruit. But here's the thing, dear old Quintastic Coalition, you are assuming that you have a seat at the table. You are merely there to serve the table, decorate it, and clear it off. You still don't realize that the house where the dining table sits at, the kitchen is still on the exterior. Because although they want you to cook the food and serve the food, they don't want you to spend too much time in their domicile. Because even when black men were granted the right to vote before women, and before all women, because that came in tiered steps, but I digress again. They went through, and still go through, great lengths to prohibit you from voting. So you're saying you want to go back to a time where you must determine the amount of beans in a jar, where you must take a literacy test that makes no sense. You must take tests with no real answers. You must wait at the back of incredibly long lines. And by the time you get to the front, polling is ended. You want to go back to a time where you will get the hose, and they won't even ask you to rub the lotion on. You want to go back to a time where most dogs that you see aren't your roommates. They are your enemy. Trained to keep you from that ballot box. You're doing all of that while ignoring that the strides that we have made thus far or why you have the platform that you have. It always gives me a chuckle to watch politicians in this day and age that would not have been politicians in the times that they fantasize about. That's what happens when you get your history from pop-up books and revisioned television series. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure. White people are the kings and queens of placing everything in a casserole, sprinkling it with cheese, so you don't notice the distaste and the missing ingredients.
I absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote.
White power won't give black men power. That's it. That's the TikTok.
I absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote.
Pretty sure that was the same time in America where guys that looked like him were being used as tree ornaments. Don't think he thought that through too well. It's funny that guys like that and people like that think that you're going to get that part of the package, women not being able to vote, and not get the other part of the package that came with that. What do you think? This is going to be a Burger King Wayback Machine? No, it's all going to come back. Like, you screaming to take somebody else's rights away when you ain't even got full rights. Yeah, I'm taking a shit because it's about some shit.
So what do you do when you go through both your fictional Rocket Raccoons and then you turn to your real Rocket Raccoons like Tim Scott from South Carolina, and then North Carolina enters the picture and tells you, hold my beer, while I introduce you to Mark Robinson, the GOP nominee for governor of the state of North Carolina.
A few days ago and asked her, what America are we going back to make America great again? The one where women couldn't vote or black people were swinging from cheap trees? I would say to him if I was standing in front of him, I absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote. Do you know why? Because in those days we had people who fought for real social change and they were called Republicans.
So North Carolina, this your man's? You need to come get your man's. Just in time for Women's History Month. Because on August the 18th, 1920, the rights of women to vote was codified in the Constitution. But here's the thing. Lynching was still a thing prior to women getting the right to vote. So that Rocket Raccoon swallowing the glizzy of white supremacy is identifying the again part of Make America Great Again as a time when women couldn't vote and black people could be lynched. They're one and the same. North Carolina, we're going to tell you one more time, come and get your mans before somebody else does.
I absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote.
So he want to go back to a time before women were allowed to vote. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Does he know what else was happening around about the same time? Does he? I want to know, does he? Does he know what other group of people weren't allowed to do a whole lot of things? You know, like walk on the same side of the street, drink out the same water fountain, go to the same schools, etc. and so forth. I mean, I could make this list very long. Y'all know it by now. I mean, Birth of a Nation came out around about that time. So all I'm saying is, does he really want to go back there?
Idiotic guy was on stage with Candace Owens a few days ago and asked her,
My question is this, and this is for the people of North Carolina, especially those minorities, Black, Indigenous, just to name a few. I have a question. Are you guys gonna vote for this Coonesian right there? That sellout Sambo? That's when you know for a fact that he just doesn't like himself. He's not self-loved. And his self-esteem is literally low. Please do not vote for this Coonesian right there.
So this is all I got from this video, and there are some certain things I want us to look out for. Look at someone Trump is endorsing, and he is saying he is MLK Jr. on steroids, right? I mean, there are some certain things we see and we should not ignore. And North Carolina, you all should come get your man. And I don't know where he made this statement, or if he were in a conference that were people actually there watching him speak, or who were the people he was talking to, white women or Black women or other people of color. Like who were the people? I am interested in wanting to know the people he was talking to about why he does not want women to, he does not want to go back to America where women couldn't vote. Oh my goodness. There are some things you hear on the internet and you ask yourself, who is this person? How do you talk an experience of what you did not how do you talk on what you did not experience? Okay, let's assume that his ancestors or his grandparents were the ones that experienced this. He did not know what they went through. I cannot tell how hard it was for people that experienced it. The fact that they could not go to the same school, drink from the same they have different fountains, drink from the same. No, you dare not. They do not walk on the same street. They do not go to the same school. There was segregation during that time. That was actually when Jim Crow was at its biggest peak, right? And that was also. It's really sad that a Black man will mount a stage, and he is a real sellout. He is a Coonesian, and there is nothing anybody will tell me to make me and people are just going to listen to this man and watch him preach. And some people, there are some people that do not have minds of their own. And when you do not have mind of your own, trust me, you are bound to make mistake, because this person does not deserve to smell any sin. But if you all allow him to get into there, I don't know what is going to happen, because somebody that started with something like this, take me back to when women could not vote. Is that how you are not loved at home? Because if you are loved at home, you definitely will understand the importance of women, the importance of parents, your mother, your sisters, and the people around you, people that may have impacted you one way or the other. I don't know how to say it, but it's really disgusting that somebody wants to take people back to an era he never knew, he did not experience. Some people really need to go back to school. And each time we talk about teaching CRT, some people think it's just about, people really need to know the truth about CRT, about the horrible things that happened during Jim Crow and the rest of it. And then somebody is really wanted to go back to that time. What a shame. This might actually be somebody's husband. Some people really need to be examined. Is he really okay? Is he mentally okay to run for governorship? Because people with this kind of mentality, I personally feel like there is something wrong. They are not fit to take positions or to have positions or to lead people, because he is not capable of leading anybody. He needs to lead himself first and lead his family, because I don't see him leading. I don't see him being a leader. I am not seeing that leadership qualities in him. I mean, it really sucks. It sucks that somebody will have this kind of, in 2024, somebody got this kind of mindset. So people really need to be trashed, like, you know, trash them all away. I mean, everything about him, his mentality, everything needs to be trashed. And the fact that people were out there listening to him, and Trump is saying that it's like, how do you compare this thing to MLK? MLK on steroid. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.